Hello, um, I've just thought I'd do a very quick video, and it's very off the cuff, spur of the moment, because I've had a spiritual awakening, not a spiritual awakening, an awakening of sorts today. An epiphany, is that? I've had a road to Damascus moment. And, well, it's quite scary, but I'm doing it. The more I tell people, the more I'm going to do it. I've told my partner Mark, I've told Twitter, I've told Instagram, I've told Facebook, so now I'm telling YouTube. Some of you know, a lot of you don't know, that I have my main channel focuses on vacuum cleaners. Of all things, I unbox them, I demonstrate them, I take them apart. It's all vacuum cleaners mainly, and it's a successful channel in, as far as vacuum cleaner channels goes. It is pretty successful. And today I made a video for Thanksgiving. I do try to do specials, and I've just made a Thanksgiving special video. Anyway, that's not the reason I'm doing this quick video. Somebody contacted me a few days ago, commented under another video or a post I put on the channel, and he said, he had, you won't know if you don't know about vacuums, he had a Hoover Sensortronic Total System 5 he was going to sell. Would I be interested? So I said, oh yes, I would, because that was the model, that was the very first model I had as a kid. My dad got it for me from the electricity board. He paid for it on HP, and I gave him money every week out of my pocket money to pay for it. And I really wanted to have another one, because obviously it got sold many years ago. So I was very interested in it. He wanted to know how he could send me some photos. So you can't send people private messages on YouTube anymore. I didn't want to put my email address up in case lots of people start contacting me for things. So I said, oh well, you can send me a private message on Instagram. So I kept checking my Instagram account every day, several times a day, just to see if this person had sent me some photos, but nothing. Then he comes and puts another comment under this same initial post, and he said, oh, he put it on eBay and it sold within 3 hours. So I thought, well, he's either winding me up or he has sold it. So anyway, I went on eBay and checked the completed listings, because I'm on eBay all the time, and if I'd seen a Hoover Sensortronic on eBay, I would have bought it. Okay, so he did put it up, it was sold. I looked at the pictures, it was in pretty good condition. It was just the same model, same colour tools, everything the same as I had way back in 1983. I was absolutely gutted, absolutely gutted. Sorry if you can hear the gurgling, it's a dishwasher. I was gutted. My stomach was in knots. I was feeling panicky. I was thinking, it sold for I think it was 165 or something. Now I would have gone up to about £400 for that. If that had been on the buy it now price, 400 quid, I wouldn't have thought about it. And then it made me think, what are you doing? You utter, and I'd love to swear, but I try not to swear, but I just thought, why are you getting so upset over vacuum? I mean, I do have a very similar model. It's not like I don't have one very similar, or several. And I just thought, you are absolutely round the bend, Roger. Getting yourself worked up because you didn't get a vacuum. I don't blame the seller. I mean, a bit annoyed, but whoever got it, and I didn't even think for a minute, I'll gazump this person. I'll say to the seller, I'll give you £400 for it. Now that happened, I did that a few years ago with a job lot. I offered more and got it, and I've been hated by a certain section of the vacuum community since doing that, and probably before. It's silly. There is a community around collecting vacuums, and there are unfortunately a lot of nasty people people that obviously don't like me. I mean, I don't, you know, what I don't care that people don't like me because they don't know me. The only people I care what they think of me, well, this is a very tiny amount of people. Well, my mum, my partner, that's about it. And if my friends, they like me, and I like them. So, you know, I don't care if I don't know someone, if it's a stranger on the internet or an acquaintance. Is that the right word? I'm going doolally. Acquaintance. I can't say it. I've got a bit of a headache. I've been knee deep in filth today doing a demo. Acquaintance. That's the word, I think. You know, I'm not someone that makes friends, I have to say, easily. I'm very wary of people. I'm very, very wary of people online because I know that they're not always as they appear. So I've always got my guard up, and that's not a bad thing, I don't think, to be wary. But I'm not a confident person. You know, it seems odd that I'm appearing on YouTube and saying some quite personal things, and people would think I'm confident, but no, I'm not. I can say it because I'm sat at home with Daisy next to me in my own living room on my own, and I'm not going to see the people I'm talking to unless anyone who knows me watches this. So don't believe everything, you know, you see. People can come across, I hope I come across as genuine, because I do try to be. I don't tell you everything. I have to keep some things to myself. I am fairly, on the whole, I am pretty open about stuff. But, you know, I have to try and be discreet because, you know, there are other people involved. It's like with my caravan videos, people keep saying, oh, why don't you show Mark? Why don't you show Mark? I thought about coming back with a funny answer saying that I've made him up, you know, I don't really have a partner. But no, Mark is not happy about being on YouTube. He doesn't really like me filming either. He doesn't mind the vacuum channel because he's out at work when I'm doing it. Sometimes he does come home and there's a bit of a mess, which there is at the moment. But if, you know, he doesn't want to be, he doesn't really like even being in the background of videos, and I have to try and not show him. I have to respect that, you know. We are a couple, but he does not want to be shown. You know, you can see gay, straight couples, whatever, on social media, on YouTube, all happy together, happy to pose together, happy to show them eating at a nice restaurant, happy to show them sunbathing on a beach, happy to show them walking up Mount Bloody Everest, you know. But that isn't our part, you know. He doesn't like that, you know. He supports me, but he doesn't want to be there facing stuff, and, you know, I respect that. So that's why you won't see him, and I don't think that's ever going to change. He does not want to be shown on camera. He won't address the camera. He doesn't even want to hear his voice heard on the camera. So that's why you won't see him. There's nothing sinister. It's just he doesn't want to appear on YouTube or you know, have photos taken and stuff like that. So if I was in his situation, didn't want that, I would be very annoyed if someone tried to force me to do stuff. So I'm not going to push it with him. He doesn't want to. So you might just see the odd arm or the odd leg of his or the back of his head in videos, but you won't see him, you know, addressing the camera. Where was I going with this? So yes, the epiphany, the realization. That's what it was going to be, a quick video. You see, that's my trouble. It was going to be a quick video, and I have to hurry up because Mark's just out with Molly. So basically, oh yes, right, back to the vacuum. So I got all het up, all worked up about missing out on a vacuum. Yes, it is a vacuum I've wanted for many years, but for God's sake, it's an inanimate object. I know I'm a bit weird liking vacuum cleaners. It's not normal. I'm quite happy to admit that wanting to collect vacuum, and if there's people watching me that collect vacuum cleaners, I'm not here to offend you. People collect loads of things for loads of different reasons. But personally, I know that it is not normal. I do realise that. And it's just an absolute... It's just a burden. But you see, the trouble is, I've got a YouTube channel that I want to maintain, I want to keep going, I want to grow, I want to eventually get to 100,000 subscribers on that channel. That's my goal. I want to do that. And I don't want to let people down who've subscribed for years and enjoy the content. But for my own mental health, I'm thinking I've got to just let go. I'm not, I'm just not going to shut everything down. But to be quite honest with you, if I won a lot of money, if I won the lottery, I probably would completely disappear. Sorry about that. I've had to change venues because Mark's come in. Obviously, I've been going on for far too long, as per usual. So, where was I? Yeah, I'm churned up about it now, and it's something I've thought, should I seek therapy for it? What could a therapist do? But part of me thinks, well, I don't want to let go of that aspect of me, because what else is there? Now, yeah, I do have other aspects to my life than amassing vacuum cleaners, but I have always been a collector. I'd rather say collector than hoarder. I do have several collections. I'm not hoarding useless stuff like you see the people on TV with piles and piles of newspapers, bottles of their own urine, empty milk cartons, that sort of thing. They are mentally ill. I'm not saying anything derogatory to say that they're mentally ill, but those people they do have mental health issues, they have problems. So I see my collections, hello Daisy, Daisy's come up, I see my collections as being worth something, and they are actually worth something. I have got things, I collect things I'm interested in. Vacuum cleaners are the main thing, and then I've got a huge collection of Playmobil toys, and I used to have a big collection of Simpsons stuff because I was really into the Simpsons. I'm not into the Simpsons at all now, so the vast majority of that, nearly all of that went. Hang on a minute. What are you crying about? My lovely dog. You see, I'd give up everything if I was told Daisy needed an operation or something, or Molly, and you'd have to sell all your vacuums for Daisy to live. I wouldn't even think about it. Oh, Molly's coming up now. Hello, Molly Poo. So, I do know that there are more important things in life. My relationship did suffer with all the stuff in my house. Now, stop panting. You're upsetting the folks. Well, you're upsetting me. She's all giddy from her walk. My relationship was under strain because of the house being such a tip with all my stuff, which is why I thought, right, I'll bite the bullet. I'll pay for a storage unit, which I've been paying for several months now, and it's £130 a month, and that's just money down the drain. I'm just throwing £130 a month away for nothing, because the majority of the vacuums I've got in that storage unit I'm not really interested in. So anyway, to sum up, because this just really made me think, I got myself in such a state that I couldn't have this vacuum cleaner that I've wanted for many years. Molly, I thought enough is enough. What are you doing? What are you doing? Instead of having all these vacuums, you could be doing a lot more with your life. I've just absolutely wasted my life, I have to say. I've had a comfortable life, an easy life. I have to say I've had an easy life. I've not had too many dramas, so I am blessed. But there must be something more, you know. But on the other hand, as I've said, I've got people who want to see my content, so I'm not going to just suddenly close down all my YouTube channels and go. Although I think I was saying before I was interrupted that yes, if I'd won the lottery, oh Daisy, you are a nuisance. If I won the lottery, I probably would disappear off all the internet. You can pay a company, you know, to get rid of all your things. Most of what you've left on the internet, you can pay a company to get rid of stuff. So I would wipe myself as much as I could off the internet, everything, all my social media posts, all my videos, everything. And just, I could easily live as a hermit. I really could. But I'd have to live as a hermit in luxury. I couldn't live as a hermit in a shack in the woods with no running water, no heating, no internet, you know. I'd have to be a hermit in superior luxury. That would be a nice sort of hermit. But I can't be a hermit. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll upload this video, my Daisy May. But I had to say something. So anyway, I've decided to have a big cull. That's the base. That's what I really should have just said. I've decided enough is enough, and I'm going to have a big cull. Not just of the vacuum cleaners, but I've got to start sorting out all my Playmobil as well. Because it's my mum's loft is absolutely full. A lot of my mum's garage is full. I can't be storing stuff at my mum's. I can't be paying out for a storage unit either. And there's still, I mean, despite the fact I filled the storage unit, this house is still full. It's getting there bit by bit, but it's just so overwhelming. And I'm going to have to bite the bullet and just start selling. You know, a lot of the vacuums, I'll make another video of them, clean them up and then sell them. So I've got content, because I'm going to still have content for my channel. And anyone watching this who watches my other channel, you don't worry, because you won't notice any difference in my channel for probably at least a year, maybe 2 years, before you even notice there may be a change. I still plan to review vacuum cleaners, but maybe not buy so many old ones, mainly buy ones that are current possibly, and do reviews of current vacuums that people want to buy, and but still do, you know, the odd vintage thing and stuff that collectors like to see. You know, I'll try and have that balance, because, you know, I just don't want to abandon a certain section of my viewership in order to go for another section. I try and keep, you know, you try and juggle different people's interests, and it's not easy. So I know even for this channel, you know, I've picked up quite a lot of subscribers because of my caravanning content, and I'm thinking, oh, that's popular, try and make more caravan stuff. But then the people that watch me for other reasons aren't interested in the caravans, and obviously the people that want to watch the caravan stuff won't be interested probably in watching me going on in this video, or watching me doing any vegan stuff, or a little product demonstration. Oh Daisy, honestly, coughing up your guts there. So I just think, right, I'm just going to do what I want to do, and just, if you want to watch it and you enjoy it, that's great. But I can't be trying to please, you just cannot please everyone all the time, and there's no point in even trying to do that. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've decided. I can't do much this year because I've got a very busy December coming up, and it's self-inflicted, because I'm doing Advent videos. I've done them for many years now on my other channel, so I've committed myself to doing 24 videos on my main channel. I've committed myself to doing 48 videos Advent on this. It's only 48 because I've just been sent a new batch of happy socks. I didn't have to pay for them this time. The Happy Sock Company saw my last year's advent and liked it, so they've sent me this year's Happy Sock advent calendar. So there'll be one video every day of me doing the sock thing, but I'd also planned another set of advent videos before I got the socks, so I'm going to do that as well. So, you know, I'm going to have a very busy December. So in the new year, it's going to be all about fresh start. I know it's a cliche, and I do it every year, but I've got to. That's what I'm saying, is telling you, and I'm saying it to as many people as I can. I've really got to just buckle down and let go. And I know by letting go, I will leave room in my life for better things. Sometimes you've just got to let go. Otherwise you cannot grow as a person. And I've seen things getting worse. I'm fortunate, I believe, to have an insight into, I can see. And asked Mark does deal with people with mental health problems in his work. And I asked him if he thought I was mental. We were in the storage unit actually, and I was just stacking, and I was looking at this ever-filling storage unit, and I thought, Mark, do you think I'm mental? No, I said, this is mental. Look at it. What am I doing? And the fact that I could say that, he said, no, you're not mental, because you've got insight. You know that it's not right. You know you've got a problem. It's the people that don't see it as a problem. They're the people that obviously would benefit possibly from some professional help. But even then, it's, you know, I find it fascinating. I've seen, this is going on for ages, I've seen TV programs of these hoarders, and often, and also the How Clean Is Your House, where people just live in a pigsty. But often when they go back after a few weeks, a lot of the time they've reverted back, or things have started creeping in. It's more the hoarders that have the problem. You know, they have such a problem with their hoard, they can hardly move, and they're restricted to maybe a few square meters of one room of a whole house where they can actually sit. They can't get to their bed because it's covered in stuff. They can hardly wash because they can't get to the bathroom. Those people obviously are in need of help, but sometimes when they get the help, they get the physical help where people come in and tidy up, get rid of the stuff, and they're left with this empty space. But if they haven't had the emotional, psychological help, they're just looking around at empty walls, living in a house that, you know, you consider a normal person would live in, where you can move around and get things, and they can't cope with it, and then they just start bringing stuff in again. So that is a problem. So I'm not to that stage, because, as I said, I do know I've got a problem now. I should never have let it get to the stage of me paying for a storage unit. But because I knew things were strained between Mark and myself, I thought I've got to do something, show Mark that I'm making an effort. But just moving the problem down the road does not solve the problem. The problem has to be to get rid of the storage unit. That's the first priority next year. Clear that storage unit, clear what I can clear in my house, and then start clearing my mum's house, because my mum shouldn't, you know, they're not in her way in that garage, in the loft. They are a bit in the way in the garage. I shouldn't be relying on my mum, bless her. She's, you know, I can't even bear thinking about it, but one day she won't be here. I don't want to be in a stage where I'm dealing with the grief of losing my mum, and also having the worry of having to empty her house of all my stuff. That is not, it's not right. So I just thought I'd have a chat, you know, just I needed to get that off my chest. So basically, I'm going to get rid of a lot of vacuum cleaners. Not all, but I do know, I've done this before, I do know that it becomes addictive. once you start getting rid, and once you start breaking up a collection, you think, oh, there's no point in having that one anymore because I've sold that one. It's not, I've broken the collection up, I might as well get rid of that one. So it will happen. I've got to do it. But there are certain ones, you know, I don't know, I think it does seem a lot, but I think I'm going to try and get it down to 50. Now that does seem a ridiculous amount of vacuum cleaners, yes I know, but I must have well over 200. But they're initially get it down to 50, that's what the aim, get it down to 50, and then eventually try and get it down to 30, 20, until if I become a very old man, because again I don't want to burden, if I kick the bucket tomorrow, what a burden somebody's got clearing out all the stuff I've got. It's ludicrous to own all these things. Absolutely ludicrous. I'm not going to be a minimalist. I can never see myself being a minimalist. But I do want to be able to walk around my house. I want to be able to open drawers and see everything organised. I want to be able to open my wardrobe, have all my clothes in seasonal order, in colour order, in type order. I want to be able to know exactly where everything is in my house, in the garage, everywhere. I want to get that out, and I know exactly where it is, and I can get it. That's how I should be living, and that's how I intend to start living. But as I said, it's going to be a fresh start in 2020, and well, I might take you along and show you what I'm doing, but I think there will be tears. But I think in the end I'm going to really go, because this is ludicrous. I want to end 2020 in a much better state than I'm ending 2019. Now I'm not complaining about my life, because I have a much better life than a lot of people. I know that, and I'm very lucky, and I'm grateful for that. But I just think there's something missing, and it's not something material. I'm not saying I wouldn't like a nicer house. Well, it's like a bigger house. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to move nearer my mum. But there are more important things than possessions. In a world where we've got sales, Black Friday, Christmas is all about buying stuff now. Every holiday is all aimed at getting you to buy stuff, and it's wrong. Obviously, businesses have to make money, they have to keep in business, they have to keep churning out stuff, they have to keep making you want to buy the stuff. But does it make you happy? Think about that. It does make me happy for a brief period. You get that adrenaline rush, but then you think, I mean, I keep seeing stuff around and I think, why did I buy that? Why did I buy that? And I justify the purchase at the time. It was a bargain. Oh, I can make a video out of that. Oh, I'll be able to sell that on for a profit. All these excuses, and I've still got the stuff. I don't, I do make videos out of them, but I've got piles and piles of stuff I bought thinking they'd make a good video, and I've not made a video. So anyway, that's it. I will be obviously updating you with other things on this channel. I've got a vegan Christmas lunch to eat in front of you. I've still got holiday videos from last year to put up. I want to show you a few vintage things this December, some vintage Christmas things that I recorded when I was much younger. Some of my family as well from Christmases past. I've got a lot I think I can share. I don't actually need to have a load of things, pardon me, to show you. I think I can share stuff from my own noggin, if you know what I mean. I don't have to buy something and show you it. Some of you are quite interested in hearing what comes out of this brain of mine, this silly brain, but I spend a lot of time thinking, a lot of time contemplating. So yeah, a lot goes on in this bald head. Anyway, that is it. Don't worry about me. I'm sure you're not, if any of you are worried, because I'm not worried. It's just something that I just need to face. I've got to do it, and it's something I really more or less have to do on my own. Mark will help with transporting things out of the storage unit. He's helped fill the storage units. I'm sure he'll help empty it, as long as it's not coming back in here. That's what he said. He'll help me as long as it's going to be sold, and I just need to not contemplate it and think about it. I must just get on with it and do it. That's what I'm going to start my new year. I'm not having resolutions because I don't believe in them. I always break them. But I'm going to have a plan. I might even write it down. But I'm going to give myself 6 months, which is a long time, to empty that storage unit. And hopefully as well, in the meantime, I'll be stopping at my mum's, I expect, sometime, and just start sorting out that loft in my mum's and get that as empty as I can. Because yeah, we might move next year, and I can't even think about how we'd move because there's so much stuff in this house. It's not a huge house, and it's absolutely full to the brim. Right, I really am going. I'm sorry I've bored you. But I just needed to get that little thing off my chest. It was supposed to be a 5-minute quick video. What's it turned into? What, probably half an hour at least, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all sometime for the next video. Bye for now.